My strength, as I've said, is you people, and I've been very lucky as a politician. My track record is there for everybody to see because I've been in public life as a young person. My motivation to have joined my colleagues to overthrow the APC is very clear. We cannot sit and let things go bad. This culture of silence is killing us. We can see what is happening in Egypt. They have not been silent about their problems. They are on the street, even when they are being killed, but they are speaking out. This culture of silence in Sierra Leone is what is killing us. When we did what we did, we were not drunk, nor were we anxious for power. We were anxious to free the people of Sierra Leone. 4 years later, in 1996, when my own colleague wanted to continue, much against our pronounced values and ethics that we had shown to the people of Sierra Leone, I stood up again and said, no. Yes. I will put my life on the line another time just to make sure that we free the people of Sierra Leone. Sometimes people want to distort history and say, he is a coupist. Yes, I'm proud to have been a coupist at that time. But my coup has brought change. Yes. I was there for a short moment. I initiated the peace process. You can't take that away from me. At all. Yeah. Today, when you read the literature, the dominant narrative is the UN ended the peace process. The war in Sierra Leone. Gentlemen, ladies, the UN did not know how to contact Foday Sankoh. How did Foday Sankoh get out? Nobody knows that secret. Only I can unlock how Foday Sankoh got physically to the table and how the peace process was started. If I had not brought Foday Sankoh to the table, you will have no interlocutor. Yes. And therefore you can have no peace. Yeah. Because in a situation like that, you must be able to have somebody to talk to. Yes. But today, quite a lot of people, the dominant narrative is the UN ended the war in Sierra Leone. Yes, but how was the peace process initiated? Well, that is very important. That is the gap in literature. And I'm going to fill that in because I want to let you know, let this family know that I'm engaged in an academic adventure at the moment, endeavor, and I want to, that lacuna, that gap in literature, that is what I want to fill in my thesis at the PhD level. Because due has not been given to the Ivorians. It was the Ivorians who located Foday Sankoh. It was the foreign minister who went to the bush, who got hold of Foday Sankoh, brought him and sat him down before I met him. I had signed with him that I will not do anything to harm him. Before everybody rushed there now to grab Foday Sankoh. If we did not bring Sankoh to the table, how can we talk this? Let me say a little about the democratic process. They see sometimes Jonah to have led the process. Jonah was appointed. He was a simple appointee of our government. Why do I say I don't take all the credit for the return of democracy to Sierra Leone? But I played a pivotal role. How? I was in charge of the group, the small committee that was set up to bring about democracy back to Sierra Leone. I led a one-week working tour to Ghana, and I can remember distinctly that the late President Kaba was part of my delegation. We went and understudied everything the Ghanaians did in their transition from military to civilian government. It was the blueprints that we got from there that we adapted under my leadership and used in Sierra Leone. So all the institutional arrangements that we did in Sierra Leone were almost the same as was done in Ghana. So if and when democracy was at stake, when Strasser said he wanted to continue, I said on my dead body, and I stood up to him for my boss. I said, I will not allow you to derail the democratic process. So if you want to take that credit away from me, no. I am going to stand up for that, and I will keep talking about it.
Yes.
Democracy will talk about it. Because now all the people played their part, definitely. And I don't take credit for everything. But I played a pivotal role.
Yes.
And all of these I did in a very short moment. That is bridge. That is what I wanted to bridge. Today, I've come back to Sierra Leone. I've had a moment. And I must say that between 1992 and 1996, that was a watershed moment in the history of the country. Very eventful, extremely difficult. In one of Africa's crudest wars, a group of young men were in charge of a battered economy, a state that was almost crumbling, and yet we managed to keep it together and was able to hand it over to the civilian government. My choice to let go so that democracy can return was deliberate and calculated. It was born out of the desire and a patriot. I've served my country, and I know that by that decision alone, freedom was going to come back to Sierra Leone. Democracy was going to come back to Sierra Leone. And development, which we all are so much in need of.